Okay, let's see if I got the right one. This is a one Tigris two-person footprint, and I picked this one because it's extra thick, and I want it for this two-man screen tent I've got. So we're going to see if this works out, because you don't want a footprint to stick out. You want it to be completely under the footprint. Now this here is the OneWind mesh tent for two-person. Now one Tigris makes one too. They're pretty much the same weight. Now the reason I went with this one was because there's no screen on the sides. It's nylon. So I thought that made it more stronger is what I figured. Now this can be set up multiple ways. Right now I've got two ultralight carbon fiber poles on it that I usually take with my Dan Durston tent. So nothing changes there. Now you can attach it to two trees. You can attach it to a ridge line. There's multiple ways to set this up. But the way I would set it up is what you see right now. Basically, my carbon fiber poles would come with me like they always have. Nothing changes there. And it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It takes 10 stakes. And they don't give you 10 stakes, so I don't know what the deal with that is. OneWind's trying to save some money, I guess. So you pick this up, you're going to need to pick up some stakes. So this is really nice. Now this is a bug protection. It's also spider protection is what this is. And what I mean by that is, being here in Tennessee, we'll get hot during the daytime right now. 60, 70 Fahrenheit. And then at nighttime we'll drop down to 50. Well, the wolf spiders are out. And if you want them climbing all over your face, then you better have something to climb into. Now the whole idea with this plan is basically you get yourself a tarp, which I've got one coming in, and this goes underneath the tarp. So now you've got great ventilation, but you've also got great protection from bugs. Now being it's a two-man, I can put two pads in here. I can have my dog in here if I choose, and I can have my gear in here, thus keeping everything protected. Now the nice thing about this thing is the price was right. You get this thing sometimes on sale for 45 bucks, sometimes 60 bucks. It jumps all over the place. I paid like 55, and I did buy this with my own money. The tarp I bought to go under it is the perfect setup. So you never want a tarp to actually come out. As you can see, you want it to be underneath for protection. Now you can undo all ends to this. You can undo that end, which is nylon. You can undo this over here and open up a big door, and that is really nice. Now as you can see, I got one man in there, and I hope you guys can see this, but he's got a ton of room above his head, below his feet, on both sides. This is pretty cool. So you can go in the indoor, you can open up this big door. The screen does roll up. This is really nice. Now OneWind does sell a tarp to go with this if you choose, but I really like that they have everything where you can buy it in sections and not as units, because I don't like any of their tarps. The tarp I'm looking at buying is a completely different tarp than what they sell. Plus the tarp I'm looking at is woodland. So this is going to blend in pretty good. So this will go under the tarp, put my tarp in porch mode, and you got a real nice comfortable camp setup. It's pretty camouflage. Now this is the same weight as my Dan Durston tent. So it's under 3 pounds. I think it's 2.5. I'll put up the weights for you at the end here. And So whatever I add to it right now is going to be heavier than my Dan Thurston. So if I add a tarp to it that weighs 2.5 pounds, I went 2.5 pounds heavier than what I had before. But you have to understand, when I add a tarp to this, oh, the room I'll have compared to just having a Dan Thurston tent. I mean, think about it. I'll definitely be able to sit on my chair out in the rain, cook a meal under the tarp, and have all my equipment, like my pads and everything, inside this screen tent. So, number one, it's going to give me more room, and I'm going to take a 2.5 pound hit. But I'm going to have a lot more room for messing around with in horrible weather, like when you really get the downpours and everything. And that's something I've been looking into. Now, I could have took my Dan Thurston tent with me. It's about the same size footprint. And I could have ran the tarp on top of that. But the problem is with that Dan Thurston tent has to go up a certain way. And if you don't get it perfectly right, then things just don't go up the way you want. So it's a little bit more trickier to put up. This is really simple. I mean, drop 4 stakes in your corner, put your poles up, drop your stakes on your poles, and then do the corners again with the bungee cords. And you got your bathtub floor. So this is actually a lot easier to put up, is what this is. And I do like how it actually is all completely set up. Look at these guys. Huh. So this is a 2-man all-screen tent, and I really like it. So if you're looking for an affordable option, okay, now understand something. The Dan Thurston tent, they run like $300, right? Where something like this, 50, 60 bucks, throw a tarp on it. And sure, you're 2 pounds heavier, but you got more room. You can cook, you can have a coffee, you can sit down and relax. I mean, this goes up super easy. No, this is nice. So does it go back in the bag? Yes, it does. Wasn't too bad, actually. All right, catch you guys on the next one. Check this out. Links are in the bottom.